Welcome back, golfers. Today I'm going to show you 5 ways to hit a draw. So as golfers, all of us want to be able to control what our golf ball does. And one of the things that we love to see is that nice tight little draw up there that we can, hit and control the spin and let it, move from right to left as a right-handed golfer, left to right as a left-handed golfer. So before we're able to hit a draw, there are some rules we gotta abide by in order to make this happen. Number one, we gotta make sure our grip is not too weak. So when you're looking down, you see at least 2 knuckles to be able to hit a draw, depending on what method you're using here. So if you have a weak grip and you don't see any knuckles or 1 knuckle, you won't be able to hit a draw, because when you come into toe up position, that face is going to be open. And you come into impact, it's going to stay open. Number 2 rule in order to hit a draw: when you're coming down from the top, I don't want to see this wrist cupping. So if you see that cup right there in that wrist is cupping and continues down to the golf ball. You can see that lead edge is wide open again, and you won't be able to hit a draw doing that as well. Rule number 3, and that's path. So as you're coming down from the downswing, what I don't want to have happen is your club come outside your hands in that position. So what I want to see is your hands being here or there if you're going to be able to hit a draw. Either one of those positions will allow that club to come from the inside position and let the ball spin from right to left. So once you get through those 3 rules and your swing's in a position where it's repeatable, then we're ready to start hitting that draw. So the first way to hit a draw would be to just make a grip change. So we could just take the grip and instead of seeing 2 knuckles, let it come over there a little bit more, so that V in that hand, that lead hand, is going to come over here to this side of the shoulder, kind of like this, anywhere from there to there, and then the other hand just kind of meets it. That's going to allow the club to come in and the face to be a little bit shut at impact, allowing that draw to happen. So let's try that one. Alright, so we got a nice little draw out there just by changing the grip, making it a little stronger. So option number 2 for hitting a draw. So you can see I got alignment sticks. So I'm trying to just hit a nice straight draw here. So it's supposed to start down to the target and then kind of move off to the side. So option number 2 is we're going to change the stance. So the first time we change the grip, now we're just going to use the regular grip, but now we're going to change the stance. And we're just going to let the stance go a little bit to the right. What that's going to allow to happen is when you drop the club down, your club will work down your foot line, so it'll be the inside of that golf ball, and then we'll work to the left on the path. So we're going to square the club face to where we want to start the ball, so right down that green stick, my swing path, and then I'm going to square up my stance to the orange stick, which will be my body path. And now as I drop the club down, you'll see my club drop down my feet and then allow it to come to the inside. And that's just a standard 2 knuckle grip there. And that produced a nice little draw as well. Option number 3 on how to hit a draw. So all we're going to do now is take that same 2 knuckle grip in that lead hand, and this time we're just going to take the face and just kick it in just a little bit. Not a lot. If you want a big draw or hook, you can kick it in a lot, but we're just going to kick it in just a little bit and just take our normal golf swing with a little bit kicked in face, swinging right down our swing path. And that again created that nice little draw up there. So all we did was just take that club, Instead of being square, we just kicked it in just a hair, and that allows, when you come into impact, the face just to be just closed, and that allows the draw as well. So how to hit a draw number 4. So this is another simple one. In order to catch the ball on the inside part and working from the inside part of the ball to the outside part of the ball, we can just make a adjustment in the ball position, meaning instead of catching the ball on the apex of our swing when it's starting to bow from the inside back to the inside on the other side, we're going to just move the ball back in our stance a little bit, and that'll allow the ball to be caught from a little bit more on the inside part of that bow. The important thing when you're just moving that ball position back, what I don't want to happen is when you come into it, the hands end up back here and flipping. I want to make sure the hands are still leading more, so they're ending up in that same inside part of that lead leg position at impact, not moving back over here, because that's not going to change the apex of the swing plane. Only if your hands are in the same place, we're going to get a little bit more forward shaft lean when this happens, and that will catch it more on the inside. So all we're going to do, set up normal. We're going to put the ball back a couple balls further back than what it originally was. Same 2-knuckle grip. And that one's gonna come out a little bit lower because you put the ball further back, and we have more forward shaft lean, meaning we have less loft on the club, but that will also produce that same draw. So my 5th way to give you guys a draw is a little bit more technical. So the 5th one involves your hands. It's a little bit more involved with the wrists and the swing plane. So when we're moving that club down, I want to see that club work from the inside and then exit low to the inside. So you can see that shaft plane works more down or around, and we're going to look at the position with that lead edge now. So when you come through, I want to see that lead edge going more down towards the ground and working across at toe up position rather than there. So if you hit it there, you're going to hit it straight. You leave it open, you're going to hit a fade. If you get that face to go towards the ground at toe up position and through, you'll hit a draw. So let's try that one out. So normal setup, 2 knuckles, normal ball position, and now we're just going to make sure when that club comes through, that club will end up down towards the ground as I'm coming through toe up position. And that produced another little tight draw. So when you're practicing these shots, know that if you just use one of these methods, it's going to produce a nice little draw. If you're able to combine them and make a stronger grip change, plus kick the face in, or make a stronger grip change and then release the club over more, any of these things in combination will create a bigger draw. So if you start practicing them, you can start finding ways to hit a 20-yard draw, a 30-yard draw, and you'll be able to control it just by the amount, by which equation you're using within the method. So if I'm looking to combine these methods to make a bigger draw, let's say you got to play around these trees or something. If I take my stance and I go to the right with my stance, I square the face number 1 to where I want to start the ball. I get a stronger grip in my left hand, so I see more than 2 knuckles. I square up my stance so it's my stance is aiming to the right of the target. Now I just bring my right hand in there, and then if I want to hit that big draw, now it's going to work harder from right to left because you've created something that's going to be more to the inside, plus the face will be more shut. So test out these methods, put them together, see what you can create. just remember, before you start trying to hit the draw, you need to make sure you followed the rules. Flat wrist, 2 knuckles, and path of the club is not outside the hands. It's either on the hand line or just inside the hand line on the downswing. Hope that helps you guys. Remember, if your feet aren't working, your swing's not working. I'll catch you guys next time.